Welcome back to Real Talk with Brian and Dan on 1150 AM KKNW. I'm Brian.
And I'm Dan.
Our next guest is Pia Larson, the Chief Imagination Officer and founder of Fingerprint Marketing. Pia is helping small businesses grow online through custom WordPress websites and done-for-you digital marketing. She grew up on St. Croix in the U.S. Virgin Islands and loved traveling, sailing, and photography. Had she wanted to stay on this island paradise forever, she could have lived a pretty happy life, but she's too curious for her own good. She needed to see more of the world. After a few more cities and some pretty crazy adventures, she landed in the Seattle area, and Washington became her home. Settling down in one place didn't tame her sense of wonder. In fact, her natural tendency to try new things only got stronger. She has always loved graphic design and has had a way with marketing. She combined these two skills to create Fingerprint Marketing. Welcome to the show, Pia.
Thank you, guys.
Welcome.
So what do you do when you're not marketing?
Oh, my gosh. I'm traveling.
Yeah, well, you and Dan have something in common with photography.
Yeah.
And travel. Where do you like to travel?
Where?
Yeah,
so recently Thailand, Croatia, Italy. Next year would be Portugal and Panama.
Wow.
Yeah. It's
World
in my
traveler.
blood. Yeah.
World traveler, right.
So St. Croix?
St. Croix.
St. Croix.
Yeah.
Like La Croix.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah,
cool.
but we were first.
All right, gotcha. Now, is that in the Caribbean?
Yes.
Virgin
U.S.
Islands?
Virgin U.S. owned territory.
Gotcha. All right,
Yeah.
just trying to get my mind. And
Yeah.
it would be hard to leave that place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But nothing gets done. So
Right.
nothing. No,
LaCroix
seriously,
time?
nothing gets done.
Like absolutely nothing
yeah,
gets
it's
done.
island time.
So we
Island
like to
time.
ask our guests about, a memory for the house they grew up in.
Yeah, the memory that popped up into my head was when we have hurricanes.
Yeah.
we were so excited because we could take our pets inside.
Oh.
So we could never take our dogs inside unless there was a hurricane, and it was kind of exciting. So that's my memory.
That's interesting. And hang on for dear life.
Yeah.
Okay, so today's topic is how to optimize your Google My Business listing to double your website leads. First off, what is Google My Business, and how do I get my business listed?
Good question. So Google My Business is a free directory listing for your local business, whether you have a brick and mortar or not. Just if you work with local customers. It shows up on Google Maps, Google Search, Google Voice Search, which most people don't realize, Google Assistant Voice Search, and the Knowledge Graph, which I'll get into in a minute. So it's super easy. So like I said, it's free.
Mm-hmm.
You just go to google.com/business and you start the process. You put in your address or your service area, your name, and then you can get a verification via email or phone call. You'll get a postcard in the mail with a little code that you just enter into your directory. And that's just to make sure that you're legit. You're not just, doing this. And then you have your own listing. So I'm passionate about Google My Business because it literally can double your business with
Wow.
little tweaks. I mean, it's
Okay,
free too.
we're going to try this in real time. Okay, Google, find the Eastside Real Estate Team. For the listeners.
Eastside Real Estate Team. Here you go.
So there's
you
our
go.
Google
Yep.
My Business. Just
Yep.
came up on my phone.
Bam.
Bam.
Somebody else's phone.
That's my phone
That's
too.
pretty cool.
Thanks, Google.
So that's something that's free, that any business,
Yeah.
any individual, I thought about saying Google Dan Edwards Realtor, the same thing. I've got one for each.
Yeah,
So-
and the other
Nice.
thing that I want to say about Google My Business is that most people don't see it as a social media platform, and it really is a social media platform.
Wait,
and if you
what?
think about it that way, it's so much easier to market on it.
So what are the benefits of having it then?
Oh my gosh, I have a list. So you get found in search results more easily. You also have content that you can promote on there
Okay.
and get more leads to your website. You can show your expertise. You can actually create digital FAQs. I don't know if you knew that.
Oh, wow.
On there. So
Oh, wow, yeah.
so if you've ever read the book They Ask You Answer by Marcus Sheridan,
I have not.
it's an excellent book, and basically the way to win online is to talk about all the questions that your typical prospect has and answer them fully and in depth. And a Google My Business listing has that option to answer it, because
Well, there we go.
we're all consumers, right? And we know that we're going to do 99% of our due diligence first before we even pick up the phone. So
That's
this
true.
helps. Yeah.
That's very true.
Yeah.
So what is a Google Knowledge Graph?
So we all have a branded presence. That just means if I go to Google and I type in Fingerprint Marketing, that's called a branded. So if you know about the business and you're typing the name in,
Yep.
Yeah.
that's a branded search. So what happens is when you type that business name in, on the right-hand side of the search results on Google, you get the whole page, the whole half a page.
Mhm.
So it's a huge real estate
For specifically a name.
specifically for a name.
Hmm.
And you get that whole right-hand side.
And that's what the knowledge graph is called?
Yeah, that's called the knowledge graph. And essentially it's created because 50% of searchers don't actually go to your website. They just want information right away.
Yeah.
And Google, the search results, the search page is starting to show results.
And they'll call from it.
They'll call
Yeah.
from it.
Hmm.
They'll get the information like directions or address or product, services, prices. It's all on the first page when they search.
So, so it sounds like there's a lot of things it can do. What are like the top 5 that when somebody has it, what should they do on their Google My Business listing?
So the first thing is the basic, just optimize. So what I mean
Yeah.
is once you get your directory listing, log in, you'll have a dashboard. On the left-hand side, you'll see the word info.
Mhm.
Go into info and then go from top to bottom and fill everything in. There's the address, there's the service areas if you don't have
They have a
brick and mortar.
progress bar, right?
Yeah, a progress bar, exactly.
To get to 100%.
Upload photos. It's been said that if you put 5 or more photos, you'll get 35% more clicks
Oh, wow.
to your website. So photos are really important. Add video. You can add video. It has to be under 30 seconds and under 100 megabytes.
Hmm.
But video gets shown right away. You can showcase your reviews. So if you have Google reviews, it'll pop up there. So it's like a mini website, really.
Wow.
It's pretty
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. The other thing I'd recommend is to publish content on it on a weekly basis.
Hmm.
You can have it up for 7 days, and then they'll take it down. You can publish a blog on there. You can publish an event, a special deal,
A radio show.
a radio show, a podcast.
Yeah.
You, if you have an event that's coming up, like a webinar, that actually doesn't get taken down at all.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
So did I hear you say that business doesn't have to have bricks and mortar and they can still be on Google?
Correct. You just outline your service area.
Interesting.
Yeah. And can I add something about that?
Please do.
So if you don't have a brick and mortar, and let's say you're a plumber or you're out and about and you're servicing clients in the field, if you take a picture and then tag it with that location and put it on your Google My Business, you now have more search capabilities in that area.
Interesting.
Tagging it.
Tagging
a
it with the
picture
location, it kind of grows your service area.
Yeah.
Which would also restrict it, like if you wanted to make sure you only worked in certain areas.
Correct. Yep.
Cool. Oh, it's me. I'm
It's
sorry.
your turn.
Pay
So-
attention. He's sleeping.
This is so interesting. No, I'm just
I
joking.
wonder how many phones you activated with your.
Yeah.
I'm not going to
People
repeat
listen.
it.
That's
to our
funny.
listeners.
Well,
Yeah.
my search results
Yeah.
just went up. That's funny. That's
Oh.
funny. Okay, so can random people really make changes to my Google business listing?
They can. So there's a suggest and edit hyperlink on your listing. So if you don't fill out your listing properly, people will offer to edit it, which you want to make sure they're doing it correctly.
Right.
Yeah.
So you just want to watch what people are suggesting, because if there's nothing happens, Google will automatically take that suggestion within 7 days.
I have middle schoolers that I mentor at our local church, and they were trying to figure out a way to review me online. I was like, please don't. so hope they're not listening.
So how can I use content marketing to get more leads on my listing?
So content marketing includes anything in any format, like video, radio, writing, that will answer questions, like I said, to your clients, and put you as the expert. So posting once a week, adding videos, adding photos, more importantly. So photos, you can do your team, you can do clients,
Yeah.
you can do all sorts of stuff.
Interesting. So, content ideas. So we talked about a few, but what are some more, like I always think in real estate, I'm thinking inside, right? Like what I want to know. And I
Yeah.
would love any listeners, you're welcome to email us or reach out to
Yeah.
us. What do you guys want to see? What's interesting?
Are you talking about real estate in general or
Content
just content
ideas.
wise?
Yeah.
I'm going to put video at the top because video is going to get you more search results, and it's more human, right?
Mhm.
Because we've done business to business. Now it's really human to human.
So our other guest, Dan, what would he put on there that would engage potential customers?
Well, I don't know about you, but I think when I think of insurance, I think of like I need safety, I need security, right? I need to make sure that you've got my back. So what are some of the things that are keeping me up at night? Like what if the big one hits, right? Or what if I get into an accident with, a non-insured driver, like that kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah.
what are the questions that people are already asking in their head? And that would be one. And then the other one is, what could they have concerns about in 2020? So what's coming down the pike? Because, we all have our own bubble of what we know and what's on our radar. But it's horrible when, something comes down, whether it's, a new law or whatever it is, you need to be there for them to say, hey, check this out. You need
Yeah.
to pay attention.
Yeah, and Pia, I would say I always try to go in there and type in what if blank, 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 right?
Yeah.
Into Google.
Yeah.
And you'll see all the different things that come in.
Suggestions. Yeah.
And I think answer those questions. And
Yeah.
it'll rank it by the level of question. I think one of our most recent ones is where are the best places to live on the east side?
Yeah.
Right.
And that's a very common question. So we did a segment here on it. And because we understand that if we can get found, any business, if they can get found based on what it is they're passionate about, it's a perfect match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you haven't used Google Trends before, that's really awesome. It shows you what people are searching for.
That is fun. You can
Yeah.
get lost in that place.
Oh, I know.
So
It's
cool.
like crack.
For marketers, it's crack for
Oh,
marketers.
that's funny. Pia, how important are reviews on my listing, and how can I grow them?
So I'll tell you a little story. So I'm in a very competitive market in digital marketing.
Mhm.
So, and in Seattle. So I always ask, why did you decide to work with us or choose us or pick up the phone and call us? Because there's so many other bigger agencies out there. And they said, well, none of them have 95-star reviews. Not even a handful have reviews online.
Interesting.
And so reviews are trusted just like your recommendations from your family and friends. So they're super important. The second part of that is that they actually show up in search. So
The content of the reviews.
the content of the reviews, the 5-star, and the number that you have.
That's great. All right. So lastly, we have just about 2 minutes here. What are some ninja tips? Ninja tips to blow up the online listing and get the phone ringing off the hook.
So this is kind of a fun one that's kind of quirky. So you can post something with an emoji.
Mm-hmm.
So like, let's say you're a burger joint, you can put the burger emoji and then let's say Bellevue.
Mm-hmm.
And then when that gets published, people can actually search on Twitter and Instagram via emoji, and your listing will come up.
Oh, wow.
Interesting.
So people are searching by emojis now?
Yeah.
I mean, my daughter and son, we were having a text conversation today, and it ended with, okay, boomer. And I was like, you don't understand. I'm not a boomer.
You're not a boomer. You're
They
Gen
didn't-
X,
I
right?
know, but I don't think that they understood
You're
that
just
point.
old, Dan.
Because they're just too young to get it. I think that's the point that they were
that's
trying
like,
to make.
yeah.
I'm the boomer.
So, yeah, Brian's a boomer.
Yeah.
So there.
Yeah. And then the second hack I would recommend is adding a booking link. So a link that will go to your calendar. It'll go to your e-newsletter that you want people to sign up for.
Yeah.
I've done Calendly, right? Is
Yep,
that what
that's
it's called?
what I have. Yep.
So you
Yeah.
put a booking link. So if people
Yeah.
want to set an appointment
Schedule an
for
appointment.
a cup of coffee about
Yeah.
talking
Yeah.
real estate. Well, cool.
Yeah. So please, Pia, tell our listeners how they can reach you.
Sure. So my name and number is on the bathroom wall. No, I'm just kidding. It's not that kind of show. Fingerprintmarketing.com. There is a schedule link in the upper right-hand corner. You can schedule some
Of course there is.
free consultation. And you can also call me directly at 425-283-3943.
Hey, if you run a business, call Pia.
That's
Any
right.
business.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for coming on the show today, Pia.
Thanks for having me.
Remember that this and other segments of our show are available to watch at our YouTube channel. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at the Eastside Real Estate Team. If you're interested in learning more from these or future guests, join us after the break for some final thoughts and something fun to do for the holiday. We'll be right back.